Today we will be reading Chapter 6 of Hamster-Saruas Rex. If you want to see the chapters before this, go to my other videos. So, let's get into it. Martha leaped to her feet. Nope, I don't think this fugitive is in the area. The fugitive, I said. Hamster-Saruas Rex, silly, she said. As an officer of the law, I'm fully authorized to use all necessary measures to recapitate the fugitive. Officer of the law, duh, Hamster-Saruas, hamster monitor, she said. She pointed to the lanyard again. Now I'm going to have to stake out this location and wait for him to come back, maybe set up a perimeter. Directly behind her head is the tiny fugitive continued to gobble Coach Wiki's odd supplements. He was now gorging himself in greenish, smiley corp bodybuilding powder, something called Dino Blast Power Packer. So, hey Martha, I said, trying to hold her attention so she didn't turn around. I know you like narwhals and being a hamster super cop, but what are some of your other interests? Martha cocked her head. I have a collection of antique dolls. I find it extremely satisfying not to play with them. Whoa, neat, I said. You know, Sam, if you're really interested in learning about doll collections, which isn't just a hobby, but also an investment, we could visit the Antique Doll Museum. By now, Hamster-Saruas Rex had already eaten most of the container of Power Packer. He looked wobbly and sick. I shuddered to think what consuming half a pound of powdered bodybuilding supplements might do to a human such less at the hamster. The whole museum full of dusty dolls, I said, trying to think of a way to distract Martha. So I could grab Hamster-Saruas Rex. That sounds awesome. If anything, I worry about that I'd want to spend too much time there. You can stay there for up to 9 hours before the security guards ask you to leave. They have an original gimme gossamer famous for being history's most fragile doll. Definitely worth the price of admission to see a Gigi in person, said Martha. We could even ride the tandem bicycle there. Hamster-Saruas Rex had kneeled over. Why did he eat all that stuff? Was he some sort of fitness buff? He was starting to twitch now. He looked like he might be dying. I had to help him fast. Yes, let's do that, I said, racking my brain for a way to rescue him. You're not just going to back out at the last minute, said Martha, cocking her head. Nope, I promise. Seriously, tandem bicycles are my favorite because they're, not weird. I'll pencil you in for the 13th then. Absolutely. Wait, is that Hamster-Saruas Rex? I pointed at the floor behind Coach Wiki's desk. Freeze, bellowed Martha as she whirled around and shined her flashlight in the direction. Behind her bag, she scooped up Hamster-Saruas Rex and tucked him into my pocket. False alarm, just an old gym sock, said Martha, holding one up. I'll bag it as evidence. Great, I said. Gotta go. I dashed out of the office and ran to the gym, where Dylan was humiliating the rest of the class at disc golf, and ducked into a janitor's closet. There I pulled Hamster-Saruas Rex out of my pocket. Lightning flashed outside. The little guy looked gravelly ill. He was breathing fast, his eyes were fluttering, and green foam was bubbling at the corners of his mouth. I didn't know what to do. If only they taught me taught me useful subjects in school like hamster first aid instead of math or whatever. Come on, I said, don't die on me. His breathing slowed and then seemed to stop altogether. His body felt rigid. How do I check a hamster's pulse? I listened for a heartbeat. Nothing. Don't die, I whispered. Don't die, don't die. But he was still. I felt him growing cold in my hands now. I didn't know what else to do. So I clutched him close to my chest under my shirt for warmth. The seconds crawled by. I couldn't believe I'd found Hamster-Saruas Rex, only to watch him eat poison and die before my eyes. It wasn't fair. If you pull through this, I promise I'll look out for you, I said. I'll take care of you. I'll feed you or you whatever you want as long as it's not dietary supplements. And I'll never let anybody hurt you. And thunder rattled the windows. Suddenly, Hamster-Saruas Rex shuddered inside my shirt. He was alive. The little guy was alive. That's the end of Chapter 6. If you want to see Chapter 7, subscribe and come back next video.